What would you do if the woman you swore to spend your life with, the one who slept beside you every night, was secretly thanking another man for romantic getaways and public reviews? The glowing screen of my phone at 2 a.m. casting a sickly blue light across our silent bedroom in Los Angeles, held the answer to a question I hadn't even known to ask. It wasn't a text, not an email, but an Airbnb review left by my wife, Sarah, for a charming studio in Santa Monica, praising the host, Mark, for his impeccable taste and unforgettable company. Then, a reply from Mark. Always a pleasure, my love. Can't wait for our next escape. My breath hitched, a cold dread seizing my chest, because Mark wasn't just a host. He was her colleague, and the dates on those reviews stretched back months, each one a dagger twisting deeper into my unsuspecting heart. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. The humiliation hit me first, a tidal wave of nausea that threatened to drown me. Sarah, my Sarah, had been living a double life, weaving a tapestry of lies so intricate I hadn't seen a single loose thread. The late nights at the office, the girls' weekends to Palm Springs, the sudden interest in wellness retreats, each excuse now echoed with a sinister truth. I felt like a fool, a cuckold, a punchline in a joke I hadn't been privy to. The man in the mirror, with his tired eyes and bewildered expression, was a stranger. Over the next few weeks, a chilling transformation began in Sarah. She became distant, her laughter brittle, her eyes holding a guardedness I'd never seen. Our conversations, once effortless, now felt like navigating a minefield. She'd snap at trivial things, accuse me of being overly sensitive, and retreat into her phone, a constant glowing barrier between us. I'd catch her smiling at something on the screen, a private joy I was excluded from, and the image of Mark's smug reply on Airbnb would flash in my mind. The strange behavior wasn't just emotional. Her credit card statements, which I usually ignored, now showed charges for boutique hotels in Malibu, expensive dinners at places like Nobu, and weekend car rentals, all expenses she'd casually dismissed as work-related or just a treat for myself. The slow discovery was agonizing, a self-inflicted torture. I started checking her phone when she was in the shower, a violation of trust I never thought myself capable of, but the betrayal had already shattered any moral high ground. I found texts coded and affectionate, confirming the Airbnb rendezvous. Counting down till Santa Barbara, one read, followed by a heart emoji. Another, from Mark, after a supposed conference in San Diego. Best conference ever, babe. You're incredible. Each message was a fresh wound, confirming the depth of her deceit. I even found a hidden folder of photos on her cloud storage, pictures of them, laughing, holding hands, kissing on a balcony overlooking the Pacific, a view I recognized from one of the Airbnb listings. The affair partner, Mark, was exactly as I'd imagined. A slick, self-satisfied man with a permanent smirk, his arm possessively around my wife. They looked so happy, so carefree, while my world crumbled. Mara, meanwhile, grew bolder, more manipulative. She'd gaslight me, twisting my concerns into accusations of paranoia. You're imagining things, David, she'd say, her voice dripping with feigned concern. Maybe you need to see someone about your anxiety. She even suggested we go to couples therapy. A cruel irony, knowing full well she was the architect of our destruction. They felt untouchable, these two. Mark, with his flashy car and confident swagger, would occasionally call our home phone, ostensibly for work, his voice oozing false cordiality. I could hear the unspoken challenge in his tone, the subtle triumph. Sarah would take the calls in another room, her voice hushed, her back to me. They believed their secret was safe, their illicit paradise impenetrable. I hit rock bottom one Tuesday night, sitting alone in our living room on Sunset Boulevard, the city lights twinkling outside like indifferent stars. The silence in the house was deafening, punctuated only by the frantic beating of my own heart. I felt hollowed out, a ghost in my own home. The man who had once dreamed of a future with Sarah, of children and shared laughter, was gone, replaced by a shell of despair. But amidst the wreckage, a cold, hard resolve began to form. The pain would not be in vain. They had taken everything from me, and I would take it all back, piece by agonizing piece. My transformation from broken husband to strategic avenger was slow, meticulous. I started gathering proof, not just for my own sanity, but for the legal battle I knew was coming. I hired a private investigator, a discreet woman named Alina, from a firm in downtown LA, who specialized in infidelity cases. She confirmed my suspicions, providing irrefutable evidence, hotel receipts, time-stamped photos of Sarah, and Mark entering and leaving various Airbnb properties, even recordings of their phone calls, carefully edited to remove any illegal wiretapping. I cross-referenced everything with Sarah's calendar, her credit card statements, her work trips. The Airbnb reviews were just the tip of a very large, very ugly iceberg. I also consulted with a divorce attorney, a sharp-witted woman named Ms. Chen, whose office overlooked the bustling streets of Century City. She laid out the legal landscape, explaining California's community property laws and the impact of marital misconduct on alimony and asset division. With the evidence secured, I began to set my traps. First, the legal one. Ms. Chen filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences, but subtly hinting at the existence of substantial evidence of infidelity. Sarah, initially dismissive, grew agitated when she received the official papers. Then came the social trap. Sarah was up for a major promotion at her company, a prestigious marketing firm in Santa Monica. Mark was her direct superior. I anonymously sent a carefully curated package of evidence, the Airbnb reviews, few choice photos, and a timeline of their romantic getaways to the company's HR department and the CEO. The email was sent from a burner account, untraceable, and designed to look like it came from a concerned colleague. The public exposure was swift and brutal. The HR department launched an immediate investigation. Sarah was pulled from her promotion track, then placed on administrative leave. Mark, facing a sexual harassment claim and a breach of company ethics, was summarily fired. The news spread like wildfire through their professional circles, then through our mutual friends. The whispers, the averted gazes, the sudden silence when Sarah entered a room, it was all part of the plan. I watched from a distance, a silent observer, as her carefully constructed world imploded. Her arrogance crumbled, replaced by a desperate, frantic energy. She called me, pleading, crying, denying everything, even in the face of overwhelming proof. Her manipulative tactics were useless now. Sarah was completely ruined. Her career was in tatters, her reputation irrevocably stained. The divorce proceedings, fueled by my airtight evidence, left her with a fraction of what she expected. She lost her job, her social standing, and eventually the apartment she'd moved into after leaving our home. Mark, equally disgraced, vanished from the scene, a coward fleeing the wreckage he helped create. I heard he moved out of state, unable to face the consequences. I stood on the balcony of my now empty house. The Pacific breeze cooled against my face. The city lights still twinkled, but they no longer felt indifferent. They felt like witnesses to a quiet, chilling justice. The anger, the humiliation, the despair, they were all gone, replaced by a profound emptiness. The revenge was complete, but it brought no joy, only a cold, haunting silence. The end.